We are observing Purushotam VRATA. Yesterday I was answering that question about child, so I put also here in chat that part of the letter which I remembered, our Gurudev's letter. So there he wrote, after marriage, whether one gets a son or not depends on Lord's will. Then the rest already I explained yesterday, so if someone wants, he can hear yesterday's Harikatha. And yesterday we also heard how Valmiki Muni explained to Haradhanva how he should observe Purushottam month. About Archan we heard, worship of deity, and about food and which activities are prohibited. All this we heard yesterday. About diet, and also rules of Kartik and Magh month one should follow during the Purushottam month. Shalagram worship with 1 lakh of tulsi leaves, and the performer of Vedic Karma Kanda Yagyas achieves Svargaloka, but the worshipper of Purushottam achieves Golok Dham. All the holy places of the world come to live in the body of a person who performs Purushottam VRATA. This we heard yesterday. So today, King Haradhanva asked, O great sage, what are the benefits one achieves by offering a lamp to Lord Purushottam in this month? The great sage Valmiki then began speaking enthusiastically. There was a king named Chitrabahu who ruled over the kingdom of Bhagyanagar. Nice name. Bhagya means fortunate, Nagar, fortunate city. He was a great devotee of Krishna and possessed all good qualities like truthfulness, non-violence, forgiveness, cultured behavior, kindness, respect towards saintly people and brahmanas, and knowledge of all the religious principles mentioned in the Shastra. Once the great sage Agastya came to his palace. Seeing the great Rishi, the king paid his obeisances even though from a distance. That is also some kind of more respect if from distance, like more humbleness. When the sage came closer, he gave him a nice place to sit. He then worshipped him with great respect and very pleasingly said, "Today my life has become successful because a great devotee of Sri Krishna has entered my palace. He sincerely tried his best to please the sage." The king then began to question Agastya Muni about his past life. You see, again asking. Agastya said, this king said, "O great sage, in my present life, I am enjoying such an undisturbed kingdom, and I have a beautiful and chaste wife, and nice sons and daughters. What pious activities did I perform in my past life to give such an enjoyable result in my present life?" Agastya Muni replied, "O fortunate one, please listen carefully to me. I will now explain your previous life to you. In your previous life, your name was Manigriv. You were a most cruel non-believer of God and a person of very bad character. So cruel, non-believer of God and a person of very bad character. But your wife, and in brackets, who is also your present wife, was a very pious and religious lady. She was very chaste and beautiful and always engaged to please you. Your bad character and cruel behavior meant no one in society liked you. Everyone broke their relationship with you. Even the king of your country took away everything from you, including your wealth and property. In this way, being rejected by society, you began to live in the forest with your chaste wife. Once, when you were going to hunt for some food, you came across a man who had fallen down unconscious on the forest road. His name was Sage Ugradeva. Seeing the Brahmin sage Ugradev in such an unconscious and helpless condition, some mercy arose in your heart. Sage Ugradev was on his way to Prayag Tirtha, that is in confluence of 3 rivers, but because of fasting and the influence of an unbearable hot sun, he fell down unconscious in the forest. You brought him to your small cottage, and both you and your wife began to serve him by fanning him, giving him some water to drink and cooling his forehead. After a little time, the sage came back to consciousness. He looked around in wonder. Then you described everything to him, how he had fainted, and you had brought him to your cottage. You then offered some fresh water to the sage. He was very pleased with you and asked about your impoverished living condition. Means why you are in such condition. The great sage Ugradev inquired, "O Manigriv, why are you suffering so much here in the forest? Please tell me everything about your past situation so that I can find some way to bring you good fortune in the future." And humbly explained your wretched life and asked him to find some solution to your miseries. Ugradev listened attentively and then said, "O great soul, you will definitely become famous in this world because you served me so well as your guest. So, to eradicate your previous sinful reactions, I am now going to explain to you the simplest and easiest way for you to attain all good fortune. In 3 months' time, the sacred Purushotam month will begin. In order to please the Supreme Lord Purushotam, you should daily offer a lamp to the Lord. By doing this, all your misfortune will vanish. The best lamp to offer is a ghee lamp. But because you are living in the forest, you cannot offer a lamp made of because you are living in the forest, you can offer a lamp made from sesame oil. Or sesame is mentioned, but in that article of Bharati Maharaj is that ingu something oil, for which is available from forest, that plant. Anyway, not ghee because that is not available. But when you attain some wealth, you must then offer a ghee lamp. Having spoken in this way, Sage Ugradev left that place for Prayag, constantly chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna. Following the order of Sage Ugradev, Manigriv and his wife offered an oil lamp to Purushotam regularly throughout that sacred month. After some time, the couple left their bodies and attained Svargaloka due to the merit they attained from offering a lamp to Purushottam. After enjoying many years in the heavenly planets, the same couple came back again to this material world and achieved a very glorious position in society as King Chitrabahu and his queen. Agastya Muni then said to King Chitrabahu, "O king, such was your previous life, and such is the glory of simply offering an oil lamp to Lord Purushottam in the sacred month of Purushottam. A person who offers a ghee lamp to the Lord daily in this month receives unlimited merit. O king, please do not doubt that such great merits are achieved simply by offering a lamp to the Lord." Then the great sage Valmiki continued, "In this way, after explaining the previous life of King Chitrabahu and being worshipped by him, Agastya Muni became very pleased and blessed him. The king blessed him, means the king. He then left the palace." So it is similar as for Ekadashi Vrata. In Ekadashi Mahatmya, this impetus is given to encourage people to observe Purushottam month. These benefits are shown, that your sins will be destroyed and you will get like good position in Svarga and then in this world like this, to inspire people of that level of consciousness to follow either Ekadashi or here Purushottam month. But devotees, those who are at least Parinishtita devotees, they will observe Purushottam Vrata and Ekadashi Vrata only to please Supreme Lord, not for these benefits. Although automatically this will also be present in the bliss of serving Krishna. So tomorrow we will hear further how one has to I can read now. How one can yes, tomorrow I will read how one has to finish Purushottam, conclude Purushottam Vrata. But our Gurudev told in Harikatha that we should not finish Purushottam Vrata when Purushottam month will end. We should not finish. We have to continue it till the end of this life, and also wherever we will take next birth, we will continue this Purushottam Vrata always. But he explained what he meant. The purpose of Purushottam Vrata, or the point of Purushottam Vrata, means to worship Krishna. So this should be continued always. It is not that, okay, now Purushottam month came, I will worship Krishna. When Purushottam month will finish, then I will not worship him. Swanishtas, they may think like that, but devotees will serve Krishna all the time because they realize their eternal relation with Krishna as eternal servant. So devotion is also eternal. But those Swanishtas, they may follow and they will get that impetus to worship, and gradually they can come to that platform of continuous devotion. Like those who will follow Ekadashi to destroy sins or to get some material benefits, gradually they can come to the platform of devotion by that Sukriti. And yesterday we heard that verse, Tattenu kampam susamikshamanam bhunjanevatma kritam vipakam hrit vak vapurubir vidadhan namaste jiveta jo mukti pada sadayavak. Brahma told this verse, so we heard the explanation by Vishnu Chakravarti. One who waits for the mercy and understands that some difficulties like this, they are also grace of Krishna to improve the condition of devotee. Also, I started to explain yesterday how our Gurudev and Srila Sridhar Maharaj and Prabhupada, Parangurudev, they explained. Susamikshamana means one who can see clearly. Ikshan means to see. Samiksha means thoroughly, very good, seeing very good, better, more precise. But Susamiksha means perfectly. One who will see, then he will see that everything is happening by the mercy of Krishna. In good and in bad times, according to our calculation, it is all for our benefit, because nothing can happen without the will of Krishna, and He is all good. So whatever is happening, it is meant for our good, to rectify us. One time in Calcutta, our mat, Gurudev was going towards his bhajan kutir, and he looked at me and he asked, any difficulty? Then I said, no, not now. Now, no any difficulty. Then Gurudev looked at me and said, not now? Then I explained, yes, at present moment, I am not having any difficulty. At other times, I have or may have, but now not. Because that time I was feeling, okay, no any sickness, no any other problem. So I said like that, I have no difficulty now. But sometimes I have. So then Gurudev looked at me and said, you should think, God is gracing me in all circumstances. Otherwise, there would be some mistake in Him. And then he showed by the hand. He did not say, but with his hand he showed, there is no mistake in Him. And then he went to his room, giving me this teaching that how pure devotees they see and how we should learn to see. I thought now I'm okay, but other times the problem is, but we have to learn to see that in all circumstances Krishna is gracing you. He's merciful to you. He's helping you. We may not understand because we don't have such vision and because we have other desires for enjoyment. So we think sometimes favorable, something like this. But as today also I heard when I was hearing Srila Sridhar Maharaj's Harikatha, he said, one devotee was asking him if there are some senior god brothers under whom I am supposed to work because Gurudev put them in such position, but I'm finding it difficult, or they're having some drawbacks and like this. So what I should do in such? How can I avoid without offending them. Then Sridhar Maharaj explained first that you should not directly quarrel with them or just leave, avoid, because that would be indiscipline. But inside your heart, you pray to Krishna or Chaitanya Guru that I'm in such position. Kindly please help me how I can be removed from such situation. And then Sridhar Maharaj said, and if you are sincere, then it will be arranged. And he said, I have such experience during the time of my Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. I was sent out to preach with many preaching parties, and there were different leaders, so sometimes also I had some difficulty. And if I prayed like that, then some arrangement was made that I was shifted to another or something happened. He said, but this is not highest. Higher than this is to practice this. Tatenu kampam susamikshamanam punjanayavatma kritam vipakam. Highest is I should see that I am put into such situation by the will of Krishna. He is behind. Nothing can happen without his notice. He is behind this. I am put into such condition because of my past activities, and this is beneficial for me. And I have to accept it as mercy of Krishna. Then, when the cause for which this is given to me now, when that will be realized or fulfilled, then automatically situation will change. But if I try to avoid, then I will find myself in same situation, but in another way, by other instruments or in another place like this, because that was not realized. The purpose for what it came was not realized. But if I can take it in this way, that due to my own past deeds, I am put in such environment and into such circumstances by the will of Krishna, who is all good. He knows what is best for me. He's giving me that. If I can take it in that way, then I will pass the exam, and when that will be fulfilled for what it came, then it will automatically change. No need for me to pray or like this. No, automatically it will change. It was for my good, and it fulfilled its purpose. So like this. So such is the vision. Like our Gurudev also, one time so many complaints came against him, even by some God brothers and some like this. So some another God brothers, they said to Gurudev that he should do something about it. Otherwise, this will go on and it is not good and like this. Then Guru said, no, Krishna is very merciful to me. So this is how pure devotees they see. That is why they are always peaceful. Srila Sridhar Maharaj also told, when someone can realize what Krishna said in the Gita, the Sarva Suhrit Sarva Dehinam or Sarva Bhutanam, that Supreme Lord is actually friend of all, Suhrit, well-wisher of all. And nothing can happen without his will. When one will realize this, then he can have no more any anxiety, because he will understand no wrong judgment will come, no injustice can come to me, because Krishna is behind everything and he's all good, he's my well-wisher. So it is very difficult, but this is pure stage, pure vision. One who is fully established in reality, he can see like this. Like when I first time came to India, my travel was quite difficult, many complications and long time like this. So I was a bit disturbed. Then when first time I saw Gurudev, then he asked me first, how was your travel? Because he knew what was in me happening at that time. I was not in a good mood about the travel. Then I said, very long, 3 days already I'm traveling, and very difficult and complication. Then Gurudev asked, 3 days? And I said, okay, not 3 days, but very long. I exaggerated because I was in that mood. Then Gurudev said, everything happens by the will of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Then when he said it, that one drop of that plane where he was living, that it is by his grace. Everything is happening by his will and it is good for us. That was in his saying. That realization was there, because Gurudev always linked. So when I heard that, then all my problems, all my difficulties, that mental disturbance, everything vanished in 1 second. Less than a second, immediately, and I felt peace and bliss in my heart. Because Gurudev is living on that platform and he can give us that. Devotees like Gurudev, Prahlad Maharaj, like this, they can see. Ambarish Maharaj, they can see. Supreme Lord. So they always see the grace of Supreme Lord. Or our Parang Gurudev, when he was young, he fell down while running, in a running race in school, and he got hurt. He slipped. Then all came and they tried to pacify him, and he said, no, nothing big thing happened. I did so many sins in my past life. I should get more severe suffering, but because Krishna is merciful, he gave me less. Nothing serious happened, so you don't worry about me. So as a small child, he said like this. All teachers, they were astonished. How he can say like this? Because he is not ordinary person. He's a personal associate of Krishna coming, and he taught them. They came to pacify, but they understood that he is always in peace. He can give them peace. So like that, Tattenu kampam susamikshamanam, one who can see clearly, perfectly, nicely, he will see the grace of Supreme Lord in all circumstances. Because he's giving the result, and it is of our actions, and it is meant for our good, for our rectification. And this is one condition. You have to see it is the mercy of Krishna behind. Then second condition Gurudev told, you should not blame others for your own suffering. Because Bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. What you are getting is due to your own previous actions. You are the cause of your suffering by those actions. Krishna is giving the fruit, maybe through some instrumental, other people, but they are not the cause of your suffering. If you think they are the cause and blaming them, and you have hatred or hostile mentality to them, or you try to forcefully rectify them, change them, if with that ignorance you do, then you failed in worshipping Supreme Lord. Failed. You are not accepting the truth, Supreme Lord. You are not accepting that Gurudev told, no conditioned soul has capacity to give fruit to anyone. No one. So why you bother about others? No one can give any fruit. No conditioned soul, no capacity. It is Krishna who is giving through them. They cannot give independently. So why you bother how others are and what they are doing? It has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. What is happening to you, it has nothing to do with them. And you cannot change what is happening to you by trying to change them. Because it is you who deserve such thing by your own actions. Krishna is giving. Unless Krishna gives, no one can do anything independently. Karma nivedikaraste paleshu kadachana. Jivas have a right or capacity to do action, decide what to do. But fruit they cannot give, or that is Krishna only giving, and he's all good, and there is no mistake in him, and no one can hide anything from him. He knows everything. So Gurudev told, why you bother about others? We have example, Dhruva Maharaj, he went to forest. There were ferocious animals. It is by their nature they will eat human being when hungry. But they did not eat Dhruva. Why? Because Supreme Lord did not allow that to happen. He is in the heart of everyone. He controlled. Or, so here we see, or through some good-natured person, some misbehavior may come to us by the will of Krishna through that person, because we have to get that. So we are not to, Gurudev said, we are not to think about others. We have to think about us, our actions, our duty, and how Krishna is merciful. That we have to realize. So, eva atma kritam vipakam. Eva, only atma, your action, you are getting now fruit. Because of your own actions. Not because of anyone else's fault. You are getting suffering. So this also one has to accept, as Dhruva did. His mother, Suniti, told, yes, you worship Supreme Lord, but if you will blame your stepmother or your father for your own suffering, then you cannot please Supreme Lord. Because everyone gets that kind of affliction which he caused to someone before. You will find in Bhagavatam verses there is Vyasadeva he wrote. It is not fault. There it is written, everyone gets the same sort of affliction which he inflicted upon others. Suniti mother said, you did such sort of behavior to someone before. That is why now you are getting. So don't blame her. Don't think she's the cause. No. And Sai Maharaj also explained there, the Suniti mother told, Dhruva, don't wish bad for your stepmother. Because what you wish for others, that will come to you. If now you will act to harm someone or to like hostile material something, or wish bad for anyone, that will come to you. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So it holds true for back and for future also. So you will find in Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary in our Gurudev, and they explain, you got this because you did this before. So you should tolerate. You should see it as a grace of Krishna and don't blame. And from another angle, Sai Maharaj wrote, don't think about revenge to your stepmother, that you will try to harm as a revenge, because then you will get that also. So this we have to practice in our life. Otherwise, we cannot advance. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was hearing about Dhruva Charit 100 times. So that we may follow that, to hear and think deeply and practice in our life. Otherwise, we cannot advance in bhajan. We may memorize all Rasa Lila topics, we may memorize, but we can never attain that unless we practice what the teaching is given in Dhruva Charit. Jumping over that, we can never attain Radha Krishna Lila. Impossible. That is why Mahaprabhu showed this by his own example. And then the third condition is Hrit Vag Vapur Vir Vapur Bhir Vidadhan Namaste Jiveta Jomukti Pada Sadaya Bhag. That your heart, Hrit Vag, your speech, and Vapur, body, mind, speech, and body, you offer for the service of Krishna, you dedicate yourself. If someone has these three conditions, then automatically he gets eternal abode of Krishna, automatically. As son gets inheritance from his father, automatically, like that, such devotee who did such complete surrender, unconditional surrender, automatically he will get eternal abode, eternal service of Krishna. They are mukti pade sadhana. Here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said liberation and also pad, means lotus feet of Supreme Lord, his service. That is the ultimate goal. So real devotee never prays to Krishna, you please rescue me from my suffering. Because of my karma, please destroy this. Pure devotee never prays. Real devotee. He thinks, what I did, I will accept. Krishna is not my servant. I am his servant. He is all merciful. What he is giving is good for me. And he will not blame anyone. So our Gurudev told, then he will be free. No issue with anyone. No mental diversion. He will be free like Dhruva. Then from the core of heart, he can call Krishna with free heart. Our Gurudev told, as long as blaming is there, or complaining and all this, then you are not free to call, means to dedicate yourself fully with body, mind and words for the service of Krishna. Impossible. They are all connected. You have to see how Krishna is merciful always, how you are getting the fruits of your own actions, others are not the cause, so you are not blaming. And when this is there, then you can actually, from the core of your heart or fully, wholeheartedly, you can engage yourself in the service of Krishna, then you will get immediately eternal abode. Because that devotee, he may have so much bad karma from before. But if he can make such unconditional surrender with such mood, he will not pray for destruction of karma. That is a separate desire. He will only pray for the service of Krishna. He will fully be ready wholeheartedly. Because of his change of heart, that karma will be automatically destroyed immediately. Why? Because he already rectified. So there is no need of that lesson anymore. But as long as there is any selfishness, then you will have to get the result of that selfishness. Only when you unconditionally surrender to Krishna, that is without any condition, only for his service, then immediately you will be a liberated soul. No more suffering, no more anxiety, nothing. Only bliss of serving him eternally. So this change has to happen in our heart. It is not enough to just speak about this verse or explain or understand like this. We have to practice, apply in our life, try again and again, because we will fail because of false ego is there. Some event will come, it will automatically act, but without blaming anyone, knowing I have so many bad samskaras, so much false ego I have, but no one is to be blamed for this. I acquired it by my wrong actions, so I should not blame anyone and sincerely chant Harinam. Gurudev's instruction is this: don't blame anyone, and don't even blame your own bad nature as if she is guilty. She's not guilty. You acquired her. So don't make any excuse. It is by my nature. I'm not responsible. It's automatically coming. No, you are responsible. You acquired such nature by your actions being averse to Krishna. So without blaming anyone, without any excuse, sincerely from the heart, we have to chant Mahamantra for the satisfaction of Krishna. Then all this will be purified, false ego and everything. Then we can act in such a way as Prahlad Maharaj, Ambarish, they can adjust in all circumstances. Never blaming, never complaining, never abusing, never hostile, nothing. That is Trinadapi Sunichana, Tarorapi Sahisnuna. Amanina Manadena Kirtanya Sadahuri. We have to come to that platform in order to then get prema, otherwise no prema. Because false ego is there, aparat is there. It is not so easy. We may imagine Radha, Ras, Lila and these things, but practically where we are, that we have to see and understand why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard about Dhruva and Prahlad so many times, and Ambarish. Because that we have to practice, to come to that platform of pure devotion. Then that pure devotion can reach higher and higher position. But first you have to give up all this ignorance, anarthas, aparadas, all these things. You have to come to the platform of Trinadapi Sunichana. Otherwise you cannot advance just by imagination. So tomorrow we will hear next verse.